Hi, I'm KimVy, and I'm here in Lunar Lounge with Noble Des and Maria, and with Lindsay, Emily, Dave, Evan, and Caitlin. Welcome to Lunar Lounge.
Thank you.
And we did 2 songs, Abby and Infills, and you collaborate, and you're actually one of our second artists of Spaceship Studios, where you created an art piece for their 2 songs. So how was that collaboration? How did that feel?
Yeah, so we sent the songs to Maria, and then she created the art based on the songs, which is really cool. It was the first time that someone's done that, so it's
I took some time to just kind of listen to them, like get a feel for the lyrics, and I got the lyrics sent over. So I then was creating the work along and intuitively just trying to sync up to what the feeling is for each song.
So how did you guys choose the instruments? Like, I love Noble Dust when I first heard your music because it's like a lot of layers and it feels very full. So how did you get Noble Dust to have that feeling? Like, did you mint it that way? I did hear a rumor you used to be a bunch of nurses, right? And then now you're this beautiful band. So just how did Noble Dust get created?
Were we nurses?
Well, that was
Caitlin
before
wasn't a
you.
nurse. Oh, I wasn't.
Well, I think, a bunch of us went to high school together. Through a mutual friend, we met Emily, and started a band. We wanted to be a ska band, but I don't think we ever achieved that. Emily was always the primary songwriter, and we always kind of filled in around the skeletons that she wrote. And as her writing, I think, matured, we all kind of coalesced around it and found the sound. Now, where Emily just writes parts for everyone.
That's awesome. So she just writes it, sings it, and you just...
We could be replaced.
You could be... No.
We come up with some things. We come up with some things.
No, it's always, I think
like
Emily...
the meowing.
Yeah, like the meows,
Like-
yes.
I think Emily always comes to us with an idea of a vision of what the song is going to be, and then we just kind of work through it and make it more complete, layered, and full, like you were talking about. I think that's always our goal.
So you write it and then you have them play it and then you tweak it, or you just write it, it's all in your head, and then you said, this is what I want you to do, and then just, boom, it comes together.
Yeah, I think it used to be more of the second way, and then kind of during the pandemic, out of necessity, when we couldn't practice together, we started using like notation software to write out more strict like actual parts and sending them and recording them in our houses and putting them together. Then we realized it was just kind of more efficient. So I sometimes take the first stab at a part, like I want it to kind of sound like this, and then they're all much better at their individual instruments, and so they kind of flesh it out based on that kind of initial vision.
Wow. And then did you hear all that when you were listening to the music to create the art? Is that what you want to create, that fullness, multi-layer?
Yeah, a lot of my work is multi-layered. There's like, I use archival footage, I use shapes and colors, I use a bunch of glitter.
I love glitter.
And so like I really have an appreciation for like what each instrument is doing in each song. And like the voice, of course, the voices. So I was trying to see where certain images can come in, when they can leave out, how they mesh and mold, like the shifts in the songs. Is there a narrative in there as well? Is it more experimental and abstract? So it was like a lot of fun to just kind of experiment, like what sticks and like what makes sense with like what's happening.
Okay. And do you know she wanted to be a musician one day? And what instrument did you want to play?
Like piano or cello. So, yeah, and admiration from afar as you were playing.
It's a good one. It's never too late to learn.
Did either of our performances today shift you one way or the other?
Possibly.
I like that question.
We'll talk about it later.
And so then what inspired you all to stay How long you been playing together? I read somewhere 2015, but then when I spoke to the group of original nurses, they said there've been people coming in and out.
We started in 2009.
You lied on your website.
No. I mean,
2009.
I think
wow.
the first iteration of the group started in 2009, and then we all went to college, started rotating players in and out, but it probably wasn't until 2015 or so that we kind of stuck with. Is that when we actually took the Noble Dust name? Was
I
it
think so.
2015?
Yeah, that sounds
That
right.
sounds right. We have had multiple names.
Many names.
So you know what I'm going to ask next, right? What I'm going to ask next, Dave.
I wasn't listening.
Well, why Noble Dust? But you can tell me the other names.
Oh,
Now I'm curious about the other
I,
names.
you're probably the one to answer that.
Sprinkle Dust?
Mhm.
No. Was it Sprinkle Dust before? No.
I wish we should change it to Sprinkle Dust. It comes from a line in Hamlet. It's basically just talking about kind of like how fleeting life is, but how it's beautiful for a moment. So, Noble Dust.
Oh, I like that. What motivates all of you or inspires you to stay in your craft, in your music, and your art?
For me, it would be I'm really into like important stories that need to be told. I'm all about just like inserting like moments of like fun and good energy and good vibes into like maybe like not so great times, especially during the pandemic. I was definitely like, oh yeah, like I want to add more like colorful things. Like a lot of my work didn't turn like darker or anything like that during like the tougher time. It actually turned like brighter, I would say. So just kind of inserting like interesting like moments of inspiration for the tougher times, I would say. So that like motivates me and like inspires me to keep doing it.
For me, I just really like music as an emotional outlet. It helps me get my emotions out in a way that's, healthy and good.
Yeah.
So
It is a good outlet. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, music can help not only tell stories, but build understanding between people that have different lived experiences, but kind of the same underlying human emotion or experience. So,
And it goes with your Noble Dust of what that fleeting moment.
exactly, yeah.
Start off, I think one of the hardest things to do that we have tried really hard to do is to like intersect different kinds of music and not come across as inauthentic. And because we are sort of diverse in our tastes and backgrounds, I think we've been able to sort of explore folk or classical or pop or rock and find intersections that you wouldn't necessarily just see.
It's hard to follow.
And you should have went last. I didn't realize the quiet guy has such strong and thoughtful words. Was that the first time you heard him say that about you? Yes, no, I don't know. That was so beautiful.
Yes.
She didn't shed a tear, so you gotta work harder next time.
I think for me, I think what keeps me in this group, or what I love about this group, is what Dave was talking about, the way that we strive to intersect all of these different types of music. When I listen to music, I want to hear something that I've never heard before. And it doesn't have to be something avant-garde. In fact, like I love the music that is still contained in a pop song format. You have a verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, fine. But if you can do something unique within that, that's the stuff that I'm really attracted to in music, and I think that's something that we all value and really work to achieve. And I think we've come a long way since we started.
I mean, all of that stuff for the same for me. But I think also something that really motivates me to, you know, share music with people is you know, what I can offer to other people, you know, whether it's like a fun night out, you know, after a stressful day of work, or, you know, like an opportunity to, you know, share something with a kid who may never have an opportunity to, you know, see a cello or whatever. So I think, you know, in addition to all of those things, I think kind of a big motivation for me is kind of the impact that that I could have on other people.
Thank you, Noble Dust and Maria, for joining us on peasoupATTACK, Spaceship Studios, and Lunar Lounge. I actually was very impressed when I heard your music. I just want to share, when you apply for the application, I clicked your music. The first 3 seconds, I was in love. I text KimThy. I said, I love Noble Dust. And she's like, oh my God, me too. And Maria, I really appreciate that you reach out back, because I actually saw Maria in August 2020 during the pandemic when no one could do art exhibits, and she was doing a virtual web series. And when I was looking for artists, I was hoping she would reply, and she did, because she does, as you notice, fabulous stuff. And I just wanted to pair high caliber artists and musicians together. So I really appreciate you both join us, and I hope to see you guys in the future. And I'm definitely coming to troll on your social media and follow you on Noble Dust and on Maria Servellon. Yeah, Servellon. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.